What's going on, guys? Sorry for the delay on this week's box review. Work's been pretty brutal. I haven't had a day off since last Wednesday, so it's been really difficult to try to find the time to work on videos. But we're here now, so let's take a look at the brand new Klepto box for the brand new Addicted trait that they just brought in for the Battleground effect this time around. First up, let's take a look at the legendary pre-combo of the box, Klepto Bender. So right off the bat here, let me start out by saying this is a pre-combo you do not want to be missing out on. It is fantastic. With 60 HP, that is amazing for an HP stat there for defense. What's more, it's got some really good defensive skills between its 11 sturdy and its 9 hijack there. Those are both great defensive skills you always want to be having on there. And it's got 6 shield all that's not limited to just addicted cards or even just the Futurama show. No, that 6 shield all is a true shield all. It'll shield your entire card line. This is a phenomenal pre-combo that will be super useful not only during the current Addicted Battleground effect, but it'll serve you pretty much any time in the game. You can throw this into any defensive deck for Rumble, or even if you want to leave it in your deck when you're not playing to give your opponents a harder time against you if they come up against you in the arena or the challenge. This is a great one to have to be a great blocker card. It would be super annoying to deal with, and you definitely don't want to miss out on this if you're going to be planning to pull from this box. I don't have anything bad to say about this. This is right on up there in quality with Brian Statue, Whiskey Bartender, cards of that caliber. This is a phenomenal one. I could not stress that enough. But anyways, now that I'm done gushing over the pre-combo of the box, let's go ahead and take a look at the items, because this is going to be a fun one, with Addicted being a brand new Battleground effect added in. They added in some new Addicted items. So first up is the new Baked Evil Monkey card. So this item right here is going to be your offensive item for Addicted. It's got the max attack right now for items at 20. That's the high end out of pretty much any item in the game currently. So this is going to be your offensive, hard-hitting item for your strongest hitting combos. The HP is a little bit on the lower end at 35, unfortunately. However, the skill-wise there actually kind of protected a bit with its skills. You got 11 sturdy wall there, which does protect it a little bit, and it does have 13 leech, so it will be getting some of its HP back every turn too when it's dealing damage. So it's definitely got some pretty nice skills to go along with its stats. I think it's an excellent item card. What I really like about it too is that it is a Family Guy card, and there are quite a few really good Family Guy combos that would be great to run for Siege. And normally I would say you want to stay away from low HP cards for Siege. It's true they get the buff, but lower HP can still be taken out. But since this does have the sturdy wall, I think it's safe enough to run in a Siege defense deck to risk to get those combos personally. And speaking of the combos, they did add in a bunch of new Addicted ones, so let's go ahead and take a look at those babies that you can make with this. So currently you can make 51 different combos across the game with this card. Since the Addicted Battleground effect was just kind of added in with a bunch of new combos and they haven't really done this before, we're going to pretty much more or less go over almost all of them just so you can see your options there. So we're going to start right out here at the top of the list with High Leg Man with Roger. As you can see on screen, I actually have already taken this up to Combo Mastery level 2 when it was in the shop the other day, because I think this is going to be a great one to run offensively for Rumble. Because the Battleground effect bonus right now is giving all Addicted cards a 50% cheer buff to their attack. So not only will it be hitting for a crazy amount of attack, but when everything's quad fused out, it has a fair amount of punches in there too, so it's got great one-shot potential on offense. So I think this is going to be a very realistically good option to run on offense this time around for Rumble. So that's kind of why I decided to invest in that Combo Mastery there, but I think it's going to be a great addition there. What's more, Roger is a character that can work relatively well on defense just because of his stat distribution for HP, so you can try to run this defensively as well if you want to cause a lot of freaking damage to your opponent, so it can work both ways. So all in all, a pretty good combo there. Next up, you have an Addicted combo with Chris Griffin to make Nose Pickin' Chris. This is going to be a really good one to run as well if you want to cause a lot of damage. When everything's quad fused out, you get a lot of gas damage in there, which is just a really good way to whittle down your opponents. It doesn't really have any secondary skills though to be of support, so it's not my favorite combo. There are other things I would rather run instead of it, but just so you guys can see your options there. At least on defense, Chris is a little bit risky. He does have 40 plus HP, but it's the lower 40, so it's a bit of a risk. But if this combo gets made, it's going to be dealing a lot of that gas damage, which is really hard to recover from in Rumbles. It's true the secondary bonus for Addicted, besides that buff to the attack, all addicted cards do get a 20% heal to their HP every turn as well, but that happens at the beginning of the turn, so the gas damage will still trigger at the end if it doesn't end the match. So there is ways to cause damage with that, just as an option there. And next up is the new one that you can make with Peter, which I think is one of my favorite ones, honestly, looking at it just for the stat distribution there. It's got Sturdy Wall, Shield All to Addicted, and Cripple. If you have a whole swarm of Peters like I do, if you can get a bunch of these on the field, you have a really disgusting looking setup, because the Sturdy Walls combined with the Shield All is going to make it really hard for your opponents to be hitting you and doing much of any damage, especially with all of the free heals you'll be getting each turn. And on top of that, you're going to have Cripple out there to really bring their attack value way the hell down. So I think it's going to be a really annoying strat to deal with, and I'm looking forward to maybe tinkering with the idea of messing with those. But I absolutely love the look of this combo, and I even think that'd be annoying to deal with in Siege personally. So really fun looking combo. So yeah, look forward to maybe seeing that in my Rumble videos to come. Next up, you got a combo with Steve to give you the Cougar Boost Steve. This is going to be a really good support combo there because of its skills. It's got heal to fellow addicted cards there, so it can be one of your potential healers. Granted, like I said, the bonus right now for addicted, one of it is free heals anyway, so you're not going to be really wanting for much heals, but if you do want more, it is an option there. That will probably come into play in a future addicted battleground effect if they ever bring it back and don't have a free heals with it. This will be one of your healers for that. It's going to be great to have this on defense though, because Steve already has a lot of HP, and when this gets made with those free heals added in, it's going to be pretty hard to kill him. And on top of that, you got all that gas damage you're going to be dealing out. And for every additional combo you make, you also have a bunch of boost as well to increase the attack, which is already getting increased every turn, if you remember too, from the battleground effect. So this is going to be a really sneaky one to run on defense if you want to cause some major damage to your opponents. And speaking of causing major damage to your opponents on defense, this older combo with Klaus, you can make Junk Food Klaus. This is another great one for defense there. You're going to have a lot of HP on that when your Klaus is quad fused out for the combo there, and you're going to have a lot of bomb damage and gas damage. So this is probably one of the highest damage outputs you'll have for defense if you really want to shave off points of your opponent's Rumble scores. So for those of you who have some Klaus armies, not a bad way to go there for your defense deck. I would try to stay away from it on offense, as Klaus doesn't really hit too hard offensively, but defensively you're looking at a true tank right there. Next up, we have Gene's new addicted combo, Chunky Blastoffs. This is another support option for your heals. It does have heal to other addicted cards, and on top of that, for support, you also got the Motivate there, which goes to any card, and you also have the Cripple All, so you can stall out your opponents from being able to attack you. So not a bad way to go offensively for your support. While Steve was the better support for defense, the Gene combo here is definitely the more offensive support one in my opinion. Next up is the new addicted combo with Hank, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal one to run offensively with Cigarette Adex here, because it's going to be a Crazer with Leech and Gas, so it's going to be building its attack turn over turn, getting out of control relatively quickly, while also causing some extra damage with that gas damage there. And you have that Leech to keep healing it back up, assuming you even have any HP left to heal up after you get your free heals from the Battleground effect. So I think this is going to be a great one to run offensively for possibly Rumble and in Secret Fight Club if you want to try to reach the 2500 at the top. So keep that in mind for this one. I would try to stay away from it too much on defense though, as Hank can be one-shot pretty easily, especially if someone's running that high legman combo. Hank can be taken out pretty quickly, so be careful with that. And I also just want to point out you can make this same exact combo with Bobby. The stat distribution's a little bit different from what you would have with Hank, but same exact skills, same exact everything else there. So exact same thing I said for Hank goes for Bobby. The only main difference is Bobby does have a bit more HP than Hank, so you can run Bobby on defense. It's not much more HP, so it's still a bit risky, especially with those punches from combos like the High Leg Man, but it's a better defensive option over Hank in my opinion. But yeah, everything I said for this combo before goes for this one as well. And if you look here, next up is Klepto Bender, which you'll recognize as the pre-combo of this box. In comboed form, it's even better than the pre-combo. You're looking at some tanky as hell stats all across the board there. So this one can work great for support on offense if you kind of want to just shield your line, but it will work really well on defense. It's a little risky to run a Bender because of his HP, but Bender does have some sturdy wall in there, so he does have potential to live through the hit. So if this gets made on defense, your opponent is not going to be having a good time. It's kind of right on up there with the Peter combo there. If you can get a team of those out there, your opponents are going to be hating themselves having to fight against that. And moving along, our next combo is with Dr. Amy Wong to give you the Wingnut Amy. Those of you who've been watching me for a while might recognize this combo back from the athletic battleground effect. That's because Wingnut Amy was an athletic combo, but it's also an addicted combo. It's one of those dual trait ones, so you can get the buff from this if it's an athletic battleground effect going on or the addicted one. And if there's ever a time when both are going on at the same time, you'll get double buffs. This is going to be a great one to run both offensively and defensively, and it's pretty easy to see why. You got the sturdy wall, the craze, and the punch, so you got the one-shot potential offensively, and on defense, Dr. Amy Wong is one of the best characters to run defensively because she's got pretty high HP, and she's got bodyguard built into her to protect against punches and the like. Plus, she's got some cripple all when she's just the base character, so a really good stalling character, and if the combo gets made, your opponents are not going to be having a fun time against it. So all in all, a top combo for addicted for sure. And speaking of dual trait combos, our next one here is an older combo with Fry. You can make Captain Yesterday. This is a dual trait combo that is both addicted and disguised, and I'm going to make my prediction right now. I'm calling it. I'm pretty damn sure the next battleground effect right after addicted is going to be disguised, so you will have an opportunity to have that double buff happening when that rolls around with this particular combo, so something to keep in mind for those of you who have a Fry army set up. This combo will be really good on offense for the bomb damage you'll be dealing out. That's pretty much all it's got going for it though, so just something to keep in mind there. With the addicted buff right now though, with the added attack buff, it'll be hitting pretty hard out the gate, and the free heals are nice too. I would try to stay away from defense with this one though, as Fry as a character, horrible to run on defense. It is really easy to one-shot that, so just avoid it on defense altogether if you can help it. But once that battleground effect rolls around for disguise to have the dual trait, you might have some really stupid fun with this. Next up, we're going to be looking at the combo with Meg. You can make Anti-Pot PSA. This is going to be a really good one to run personally, I think, on offense just because of the skills. The cripple is great to limit incoming damage. The jab's going to allow you to break through those walls and shields, and it has leech built into it to kind of get its own HP back every turn if it needs to get any more back after those free heals. So I think it's going to work great there. It can work alright on defense, as Meg is not a horrible defensive character, and with that skill breakdown, it can stall out your opponents as well. It's not like a hard-hitting killer, but it can be a great staller, so it kind of works both ways there. And next up, we'll be looking at the brand new addicted combo they just added for the new Lois Griffin card that they just added in last week, Shoplift Addict. This is a phenomenal combo. It's got the hijack, leech, and craze, so I feel like this is going to be a great one to be running on both offense and defense. It'll work great in Rumble, challenges, and in the Secret Fight Club. I also think it's going to be a game changer for the Siege Island if you're running Family Guy, so I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this combo. It is hands down easily one of the best new additions to the game. And that's going to do it for all the combos that you can make with legendary characters. Now let's take a peek at what you can do with your mythics. First up is Stewie. You can make Medicated Stewie. This is a phenomenal looking one for defense. You have the holy trifecta there with the skills. You got the payback, the bomb, and the gas. So you're going to be dealing a lot of bomb damage there when you're attacking them on your turn, and when they're hitting you, they're going to be taking a massive crap load of payback and gas damage. It's going to be a great way to just eat through their card wall. I would say that this actually could work really well on offense with the free heals this time around too, because you could easily burn through their wall with those combinations there of the payback and the gas, and the bombs are just nice as well to cause that flank damage. And with the free heals, you don't really have to worry too hard about healing back up. The battleground effect bonus will do that for you. So for this current round of Addicted, it can work great on offense, but anytime around, it's looking super good on defense. And for Peggy, you can make, once again, cigarette addicts. That's right, the entire Hill family is just a bunch of addicts. They need to kick their nicotine habit. But yeah, pretty much everything I said for this combo for the legendaries doubly goes for the mythic there. It's just all around better. And next up, you got a combo with Stan to make Crack Addict Stan. Get this boy some crack, because look at those skills. Holy crap. He is going to be great for both offense and defense, because you got the gas, the sturdy wall, and the craze. So you're going to have a lot of stupid fun with this on no matter which way you run that. It's going to be hard for your opponents to really deal with it if it's in your defense deck, because it's got a lot of wall damage, and it's going to be causing a lot of gas damage every turn while it crazes turn over turn. And even offensively, that wall will be protecting you while you heal up every turn, and you're just going to be making holes in their wall relatively quick while you get stronger. So a really good combo to be running for Addicted. Next up, you got Bob's combo to make Burger Boss Bob. This one, it's a good combo, but I'm not gonna lie, it's not as enticing to me as some of these other ones here. The jab is great for offense to break through the walls and shields to make sure you're causing as much damage as you can, and Bob's base attack is pretty damn good, so you will be getting a good hard-hitting thing there, and you have a lot of craze built in there. So don't get me wrong, it's going to be a straight-up powerhouse offensively, but you guys know me, you've seen my gameplay. I like to get really creative with those walls of cards I like to build. So personally, it doesn't play to my playstyle for those, but I actually might experiment with this one a bit to have some fun with it in Secret Fight Club, and I might use it in a Rumble match or so, just to get some stupid craze fun there. I know in the last Rumble, we did a match where we saw how high we could get that craze value to go. Maybe we'll do that again in this next Rumble with this new craze stat on that, because I'm not going to lie, that looks pretty damn high. We might be able to break the record from last Rumble. Who knows? We'll see. Next up, you got the combo with Luis to make Borobu Addict. This is actually a really nice looking one for defense there. It can work relatively well on offense this time around with the attack buff too, because it's got a crap ton of punch, so that can work for one-shot potential offensively this time around, but on defense, you're definitely going to be doing a lot of damage. And one thing I really like about those other skills there, this is going to work great in a Bob's Burgers deck if that's the route you decide to take this for this current round of Rumble, or if you have a Bob's Burgers Siege deck, this should totally be in there, because that is a metric crap ton of shield all and cheer all to Bob's Burgers cards. So you're going to have the ultimate Bob's Burgers support with this card, so definitely be running that in a Bob's Burgers deck. And this next one you can make with Dr. Zoidberg. I think it's a pretty neat looking one. It's got an interesting spread of skills there. It's definitely more supportive than anything with the Motivate and the Gas, and it's got the Leech there to be healing itself up. So I see this one as being more of a support combo to just help out your other combos and cards to cause as much damage as you can while also trying to maintain its own health. So if you have a Zoidberg, not a bad one to run for the support there. And next up, we have the new one you can make with Leela here to give you a Space Honey. This one I really like for defense, however it's very risky to run because Leela by herself has pretty low HP. She doesn't really become defensively feasible until you have her quad fused out, so you can run it on defense in hopes that the combo gets made. Just know that one-shot potential is there, but it's, in my opinion, might be worth the risk, because look at that stat distribution there. You got a crap ton of bodyguard that'll block out almost anything. You got a metric crap ton of payback, so you're going to be hitting your opponents really damn hard, and it's got enough hijack to pretty much prevent them from getting anything off the ground for craze, so it is a great defensive combo. Because of the free heals this time around too, and the fact that the base attack is pretty damn high, I think it would do really well offensively for this current addictive battleground effect as well, just because of that. And next up, we got the combo with Quagmire to give you internet porn. This is going to be all about the craze power. It's got nothing but craze for the skill, but because of that, the craze value is way up there. So this is going to be one of those fun ones. If you want to see how high you can get your attack up in a match, this will be the one to run, because you can get it up there pretty damn high with that craze stat. It's going to be in the high teens to like low 20s, depending on the level of your Quagmire. You're going to have a lot of stupid fun with it. That being said, this is all about power offensively, I think. You can run it on defense if your opponents don't have the if they don't have the hijack to counterbalance it or something to take it out quick. It will definitely deliver them the loss. However, with the abundance of hijack combos in the game now, it can definitely work against you, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword, so just keep that in mind. And we have the new combo with Haley for Free Weed Haley. This is going to be another great support healer combo for you there. It's got heal all to addicted cards and a fair amount of it, so you can be healing your entire card line up if you're running an addicted deck. It also will work really well on defense with that hijack and the recover skill there. So you're going to be getting back a lot of HP for every combo you make, and you're going to be preventing your opponents from crazing off the ground. It can work well on offense too for your support heals there. The hijack can come in handy if you get hit by a combo like that Bob one or any of the cigarette addicts or that Quagmire one. It's a good way to kind of counteract those, and that recover skill can help you out pretty nicely just to increase your health pool for rumbles and challenges. So just something to keep in mind with Haley. I think she's a great support combo. As for Bullock, you can make responsible cocaine user Bullock. That's right, if you're going to use cocaine, boys and girls, please be responsible. But on a serious note, I think this is going to be a really good one to run offensively with those skills that it has. It's got sturdy wall to protect it from taking too much damage, so you can pretty much more or less guarantee getting healed up to full or near full with the battleground effect heals. And you got a good chunk of gas damage there to just whittle down your opponent's card line relatively quick. On top of that, you have the boost skill there, so the attack will start going through the roof every combo you make. And that's on top of the buff you're going to be getting every turn from the battleground effect too. I would normally say this is really good looking for defense as well. However, the Bullock character card has pretty low HP, so it's a little bit of a risk. It's true that Bullock does have the sturdy wall, so that does kind of help him out a bit for some longevity there, but it's still a little bit risky. So if you want to run it on defense, go for it. It can definitely cause some pretty big damage, but just be aware of that risk there. And next up is Burger Addict Teddy. This is going to be a really good one for offense for those one-shot potentials with all of those punches, and even if you miss the one-shot, you have a really good amount of cripple to ensure you're not taking much of any damage. When you factor his leech in there with the free heals you'll be getting every turn during the current addicted battleground effect, you're pretty much looking at a card that will almost never be damaged. So it's going to be a great option to run offensively. Defense can be a bit risky because Teddy's HP at 40 is on the lower end. However, if it does make this combo, your opponents are not going to be feeling too good. So all in all, a top tier combo. And next up we got Boomhauer's combo, Crack Addicted Fish. This is going to be another great one for one-shot potential offensively with those punches. What's more, it's got the sturdy wall to protect itself, and it's great support with that Motivate. So this is going to be a really good one to run offensively there to kind of just protect your whole card line and have maximum damage output. Once again, defensively it is viable, but just be careful with Boomhauer's 41 HP as he is a one-shot potential. But if this combo does get made, your opponents are going to be hurting real bad. And the final mythic combo is Trippy Farnsworth, which you can make with Professor Farnsworth. This is going to be another pretty decent one to run offensively just because of the sturdy wall, and you can make it even stronger with its boost skill there once you start making more combos on the field. The jab skill is also great to be eating through those walls and shields, so it's going to be great to have that on offense. Defense, I'm not liking it as much because Farnsworth is already a huge risk with 35 HP. It's true that he has the bodyguard, but it's still not much protection there with so low of the HP. What's more, while the sturdy wall is nice for defense, I just feel like I'd be happier and feel more secure on a defensive combo if it had a bit more than just that one skill. I definitely feel that it's more offensive than defensive. Alright, and that's going to do it for all of the new combos you can make in the game, as well as the only new card in this box. Card number 2 here, Butterscotch Cookies, is actually an older addicted item. Just because it's older though doesn't mean it isn't good. It's actually not too bad to run both offensively or defensively. It's got a pretty well balanced out spread there, and on top of that, it can get stronger with its craze value, and it's not bad support for addicted for heals because it does have a little bit of heal all there to fellow addicted cards, so you can use it as a healer if you need those extra heals. Let's go ahead and take a look at the combos though, because since it is the older item, it does make a couple different combos. So as you can see here, it does combo with 52 different cards, so it's really similar to the newer items. The key difference is that it does have a couple different combos for some of the characters that might have new ones, where they had a couple older ones in there. So we're going to take a quick look at those. So first up is an older combo you can make with Peter for Tweaker Peter. This one actually does not look too bad to run offensively between the jabs and the leeches. You'll be eating through the walls and shields and leeching back up to near full every turn. And once you have those free heals calculated in, it more or less will always be around full health with the current Battleground effect. I will say I do like the newer combo with Peter a lot better just because I really like the look of those skills, but this is not a bad one. It can still work great with this spread. Even on defense, to be honest, it'll be pretty damn hard to kill with those skills. I'll be honest, I like that newer one a bit better. And next up, you can actually make a combo with Tina with this card for Bad Tina. This is another one that's a dual trait. This is Addicted and Educated, and it's a pretty damn good combo for offense. It's got some alright one-shot potential with the punches, and it's a crazer, and it has the jab skill to be breaking through those shields and walls, so pretty fair chance at one-shotting some cards. I would avoid this one on defense, as Tina is a super easy target to one-shot if she's in a defense deck, but offensively, you'll have some stupid fun with this. Not to mention, if there's ever that Battleground effect where it overlaps with Educated and Addicted, you're gonna have a lot of crazy shenanigans to go around with that for those dual buffs. So something to keep in mind for those of you who have an army of Tinas, because she is one of those legendary characters that can be acquired through free-to-play means. And a lot of my longtime viewers will recognize this next one as one of my favorite top combos for Steve, Withdrawal Steve. This is another really good one to run defensively just because of the payback damage you'll be dealing out and the relatively high HP it'll have upon combo if everything is quad fused out. And on top of that, it is a crazer, so we'll be getting stronger turn over turn. So not a bad option to run defensively to be causing your opponent some nightmares. And next up, you can make a different combo with Jean for this. It's his older Blueberry Picker combo. This is not a bad supporting combo with the shield all and the gas. So if you want to kind of protect your own card line while chipping away at your opponents, not a bad way to go. I would say run this more offensively than defensively, as Jean, when he's quad fused out, only has 40 HP, so he has a one-shot potential there, so be careful with that. But if you want to just be eating away at your opponent's card line with that gas while also protecting yourself a bit more with the shield all, not a bad way to go for that, especially if you want to go for that whole Bob's Burgers setup there for Addicted, especially if you're running that new Luis combo, hint hint, then not a bad way to go at all. Alright, and next up, you can make one of Hank's older combos, Junkie Hank. Normally, I wouldn't really like this combo too much because it has Payback and Leech, which when paired together are great defensively. However, Hank as a character, as I've said many times in the past, is just not really good on defense. He's a really easy card to take out in one hit. Though, one thing I do like with the current Battleground effect, we're in a unique situation with those free heals added in there. I think this is actually not a bad way to go offensively, especially in a slot 1 situation. That payback damage can help you take out their slot 1 and Rumble really quickly to make some holes there. And between the free heals and the leech, you can get your HP back up there to full relatively easily. So not a bad strat to run that offensively this time around. So something to keep in mind. You can also make Junkie Bobby, Bobby's older Addicted combo with this item here. It's a similar situation to the Hank, although normally I'd say Junkie Bobby is not a bad one to run defensively at any point, because Bobby is a bit more on the defensive side as a character, so you can run that. And plus, you got a lot of damage output there between the gas and the payback. Similar to the Hank strat though, I can see this working pretty well in slot 1, offensively in Rumble this time around too, because you have those free heals if you want to make immediate holes in your opponent's card line. And next up, you can see here you can make a older combo with Bender to give you Super King. Right now, currently in game, it only shows this as a disguised combo. I'm hoping they fix that, or maybe it's just a visual bug and that it actually is an Addicted one, because if that's the case, you'll have another dual traded one, which would be great. I'm hoping that's the case, but as of right now, from what I'm seeing in game, it's only showing me that disguise symbol there, so I don't know. I'm hoping that's just a visual bug there. Either way though, based on its skills there, it's a pretty good one looking on defense for the sturdy wall and the shield all, although I will admit his newer combo is about 100 times better in my opinion. Though if this does end up being a dual trait one, and they do release Disguise next, like I am almost positive they will, then you'll have a lot of fun doing that dual trait. But here's hoping they add that both in there. Alright, and next up is one of Lois's older combos for Addicted, Model Lois. This one's not bad to run on defense because of the sturdy wall, but that's about as good as it gets. I'll be honest, I don't really like this combo too much. I think her new one is 1,000 times better, and personally, I don't think I would want to be running this combo at any point, defensive or offensive. There's just so many better options in the game. And that's going to do it for the differences in the legendary combos that you can make. As for the mythics, they all make the same exact combos except for one. You can make Junkie Peggy with this card with Peggy. Once again, you can see a theme there. The Hill family is either a bunch of addicts or a bunch of junkies. This is going to be a really good one to run offensively for the one-shot potential there between the jabs and the punches. And on defense, since Peggy is a really good tanky card, will be causing a lot of damage there as well. So all-around good combo. And the last legendary item in the box is technically a newer addition to the game as a legendary, but it is an older card. They just converted the rare Toad Licking card into a legendary form. So combo-wise, you're looking at the same exact combos, more or less, that we just looked at for Butterscotch Cookies. We'll take a quick look, though, at the stat breakdown of this card so you have an idea of what you're working with here. This is definitely an offensive card with the 18 attack. It's pretty damn close to the high of 20. 37 HP is a bit on the lower end. Even with the bodyguard there, I would still be hesitant to run this defensively. It does have some hijack there to stave off your opponents, which is nice. And you got the leech there to be healing itself up every turn. So what I really like about this card is those 3 skills there are great defensive skills, so it kills me that this is more of an offensive card than a defensive one. It feels almost like a waste with those. But you know what? It is an item card, and when it comes to items, they're there to make combos over anything else, so I can kind of forgive it for that. Anyways, that's going to do it for all of the items of the box. Now let's take a look at the characters. So first up is Dr. Amy Wong. I already mentioned earlier in the video how I think Amy is a great defensive character, because look at that stat breakdown. 49 HP, the 8 bodyguard, the 5 cripple all, that just screams defense. What's cool about her too is she is an inherently rich card, and she has the rich trait. So if they ever do come around with a rich battleground effect, which, hey, they finally gave us Addicted, so maybe that's next on the chopping block for them, then she will be getting a bonus from that if that ever does get put into play. As for her combos, as you can see here, Amy does currently combo with 146 cards across the game, so not too bad. We've already covered her Addicted combos earlier in the video, so we're just going to jump right on into my top 5 combo list for her. So first up is her armed combo, Whale Hunter Amy. This is a complete monster combo, which is great for one-shot potential as well as a crap ton of damage on defense. Between the punches and bombs, you're going to be hitting pretty hard, and you got the jabs there to be eating through shields and walls. So a phenomenal combo to be running during the armed battleground effect. I know a lot of people run her in Rumble, and I know that back when it was first introduced, a lot of the people used this combo to reach the top of Secret Fight Club at 2,500. This next one, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even originally gonna consider, but Golfer Amy is actually a really good defensive one to run that can sneak up on your opponents, because as I found out in this last week's Siege match, it wrecked my shit good. That craze value compared with the bombs can sneak up on you really quick without you really noticing and deliver some massive losses. So props to I'm gonna say it right now. Unfortunately, I didn't record the match because I did have work and I was completely burnt out, so I did not have the time or the energy. But shouts out to the Guild of Calamitous Intent for that Rumble match. I'm sorry, I forget who was running it, whose deck it was, but whoever you are, whoever had those Golfer Amy's on me, good shit, you wrecked me really good in that one match. Snuck up on me there, so props to you and your guild on that one. But yeah, this is a great one to run on defense for Athletic, or I would say even in Siege on a Futurama island, because like I said, it got me good, and I'll be honest, I wasn't paying much attention. I was at work, but still, it got out of control really fast between that craze and the bomb. And it has the recover skill there, so it can get some more HP, so it's a really good combo. Next up is one of her disguised combos, Cute Witch of the North. And this is one of the best healing combos in the game. When everything is quad fused out, that has upwards of 20 to 30 heal that can go to any card. On top of that, you're also limiting the damage you're going to be taking with that cripple, and it's self-healing with the leech. It is hands down one of the best healing support combos in the game, and is definitely a good addition to your Rumble or Challenge deck if you're looking for some more free heals. This next one we already covered earlier in the video, but Wingnut Amy, great for athletic and addicted for all of the reasons I mentioned earlier in the video. And finally is her art combo, Thinker Ape. Currently you can only make this card with the legendary item Buzzsaw. That's the only legendary item card you can make this with. However, it works because Buzzsaw is a great defensive item and Amy is a great defensive character. And the combo here is just great support on defense. You got the sturdy wall to be blocking damage, you got the punches to be dishing out the damage, and you got the support there at the motivate. So I'm still a firm believer of if you can get a good wall set up of these on defense, you're going to be causing your opponents some pretty big nightmares. And now that we have Amy out of the way, let's take a look at the other character of the box, Eugene Belcher. On the opposite end of the spectrum here, unlike Amy who's really good on defense, Gene is a really good offensive character with 16 attack. He's also another one that has an inherent trait as musical, so when the musical battleground effect is going on, he does get a buff just like the items would. I really do like his skill breakdown with the Motivate, Hijack, and Gas. I think they're a great combination there for support. What's better though are his combos. So as you can see here, Gene does currently combo with 187 cards across the game, so a really good pool to pull from. Just like before, we did already cover all of the addicted combos, so we're going to jump right on into my top 5 list. And first up is actually the first one here, Gaga Ball. This is a great one to be running for athletic and has really big one-shot potential with the punches and the jabs to be breaking through shields and walls and just really hitting them hard. And if you do happen to miss that one shot, that's okay, because you have the gas damage there to finish them off next turn, so it is a great offensive powerhouse for that. Next up is one of his music combos, One Man Musical, the ultimate balance between offense and defense. It's got the perfect spread of skills there with its Hijack, its Craze, and its Leech. So if you play it offensively, you're going to be healing yourself up every turn there with the Leech, as well as crazing out of control while preventing your opponents from crazing against you. And just the same on defense, you'll be crazing every turn, hijacking your opponents from being able to craze against you, and it'll be really hard for your opponents to kill it with that Leech. So it is a perfectly balanced one there for that, and it is a great combo because of it. And next up is another one of his athletic combos, Freezer Dome Gene. This is a really good one to run for offense and defense if you want to risk running a Gene on defense there, because it's got the bodyguard and the cripple to stall out your opponents, and it's got Craze to get stronger turn over turn. So it can work either way there, either support on offense or a great staller on defense. One side note I want to make too is a lot of the top whales ran Freezer Dome Gene decks last Swole to help them reach the top levels of it. So if you're looking for ideas for a Swole deck, not a bad way to go for the next one if you want to put together a Freezer Dome Gene deck, because it worked really well for them. And next up is his Educated combo, Diorama Gene. This is a great one for Educated. I'd argue it's one of the best Educated combos in the game for Rumbles and Challenges, because it's got a lot of heal, it's got the one-shot potential with the punches, and it's great support with the Motivate to fellow Educated cards. I believe in it so full-heartedly that, as you can see, I have in fact taken it up to Combo Mastery level 2, and I will probably end up taking that all the way up to level 3 at some point whenever it's available in the shop. I'll be making some progress on that. That's how much I believe in Diorama Gene. And last up on my list for Gene is another one of his music combos, Girls Being Girls. This is a great one to run offensively in my opinion, because you have a great staller there with the Cripple All while it crazes every turn, and you do have that recover skill there to get more HP pool every time you make another one of these bad boys. I actually used this combo to reach 2500 in Secret Fight Club myself back during the Music Battleground effect. So I really like this combo. So now that we have the two characters out of the way, let's take a brief look at the epic pre-combos of the box. So first up is Nasal Spray Peter. In contrast to the comboed version, I'm not the biggest fan of the pre-combo, just because it has such low HP, I'm just not feeling it. It does have the sturdy wall there though to protect it a bit more, which is nice, but you do want to keep in mind the battleground effect this time around is giving the attack buff there, so you got to really kind of try to factor that in there. The shield wall is it's nice, it's a little bit there, and the cripple at 9's not bad. I think this will work a bit more on offense than it would on defense, just because of the extra support you'd be having there, and the with the attack buff working in your favor. I would try to stay away from it on defense, but it's not the worst card to run. Personally though, I don't think it's going to be making my deck. And the other epic pre-combo, Chunky Blastoffs, is another one that I probably wouldn't be putting in my defense deck. However, I can see this one potentially working well on offense because you do have that 13 heal to a fellow addicted card. That's pretty damn good for an epic pre-combo. You also have a little bit of Cripple All there, and you got a fair amount of Motivate there as well to kind of just buff up your card wall. So I can see this working on offense there if you need the free heals or the support. So not a bad looking one for that. Definitely stay away from defense, but offensively you got a pretty good looking one. So to tie everything up in a nice little bow on this video, the legendary pre-combo Klepto Bender is top tier, A1, amazing. You should have this card in your deck if you're looking for an amazing legendary pre-combo that you can always be running. As for your items, I love all 3 items. My only gripe with the box is that 2 of them are the older. All of them are great combos, but personally I really like those new combos a lot more. And that's actually the main reason why I'm personally skipping this box, is because I want those newer items over the old. As for the characters of the box, both are top tier primo legendary characters that you should not be without if you're trying to build up your card collection there of good legit legendaries. As for your epic pre-combos, I'm going to be honest, not the biggest fan of both of them. Chunky Blastoffs is alright, Nasal Spray Peter is just meh, so I'm not the biggest fan, so that's kind of actually a big ding against the final score I'm giving this box there. But when I factor everything in together, when I weigh the pros and the cons, it's still a really good, strong box, so I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 Golden Turd rating. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the review, please be sure to click that like button. And if you're new or haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. Also, be sure to click that little bell icon so you get notified of new uploads as soon as they go live. Thanks again, guys. Till next time. Peace.